Kellogg factory in Battle Creek, Michigan churns out over 200 million pounds of Cheez-Its every year. Since the very first Cheez-It was made back in 1921, the 1-inch by 1-inch cheddar square hasn't changed much. They start with a basic flour dough. But do you know the secret ingredient in a Cheez-It?
One of the unique ingredients that Cheez-It does use that most consumers don't know is paprika, which really helps give it a nice bold flavor.
Now, bring on the main ingredient, and lots of it.
The cheese comes in blocks of around 500 pounds. We use almost 30 million pounds of cheese every year.
Like a Play-Doh pumper, an extruder squeezes out small spirals of cheese. The cheese is a combination of cheddar and skim milk cheese.
We utilize 23 million pounds of skim milk cheese every year, which is equivalent to having 15,000 cows milked a day.
Next, an industrial mixer blends the ingredients for 14 minutes. Then, the batch joins other bins of dough inside a proofing room. This is where the dough ferments for 24 hours to let the flavors develop. After a 24-hour rest, rollers flatten the cracker dough into thin sheets.
Those sheets are cut into sections, and this gives the pastry texture, which gives the finished product a crisp but tender bite.
Like a ginormous studded stamp, a huge roller imprints the Cheez-It pattern onto the dough in one continuous motion. Then, like tiny snowflakes, a salt storm dusts the dough. But the Cheez-Its are not individual crackers just yet. After the dose of salt, they ride a conveyor belt into an oven. And this is no average oven.
Cheez-It is baked on an oven that's over a football field long, so over 300 feet long oven. After that, the dancing part of Cheez-It, we use a unique process to break it from a sheet into our 1x1 squares.
Talk about good vibrations. These happy little crackers dance around, up, over, and down to packaging.
There are over 240 Cheez-Its in each box, and we actually produce over 12.5 million Cheez-Its every hour.
That adds up to 80 billion crackers a year. That's a whole lot of cheese. And speaking of holes, there's still one hole left in this story. And that's the story behind that tiny little hole in the middle of every Cheez-It. Ever wonder why it's there? Well, there's a reason for it.
That is called a Docker hole. And the hole is used in part of our manufacturing process to release air and pressure while we're baking.
Now you know the secrets behind a cracker that is the champ of cheese.